Welcome back. Today we're going to practice identifying similar triangles using different similarity rules. So we've learned 3 similarity rules so far. The first similarity rule we learned was side, 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 meaning that you would make a ratio out of the matching sides. So like 4 and 8, 6 and 12, and 8 and 16. And basically just show that they all have the same ratio. In this case, a scale factor or a ratio of 2 or 1/2, depending on how you do the division. The next one we learned was side angle side, was that you can do it with 2 sides and an angle between, okay? The one we haven't covered yet, and honestly, it's traditionally the one that we usually start with, is angle angle. I don't have to tell you anything about the sides. So if I got rid of all this info about the sides, okay, and all I gave you was just 2 triangles, and I told you about their angles, you could look at those angles and tell me if the triangles were similar or not. So right now, I've kind of eliminated everything about the sides. You don't know how big the stuff is. You can just say, well, ABC is smaller than DEF. You can look at it. Are these triangles similar? And your answer to this would be yes. And the reason why it's yes is because, well, what do you notice about all of the angles? Well, here's a pair of congruent angles. Here's another pair of congruent angles. And then there's even like the last pair, the third pair. And that matches the definition of similarity, that shapes are the same, that it's the same shape but different size, because shape is controlled by angles. So the shortcut is, if the angles are the same, then the shape's got to be similar. And in fact, there's even a quicker shortcut. You don't need to know that all 3 angles are the same. 2 is enough. If I didn't tell you anything about that third angle, if I just left it blank, let's say you had a triangle 47, 104, and 29, just having 47 and 104 being the same as 47 and 104 is enough. Because you automatically, I don't even have to tell you that 29. Let me get rid of it. Because every single triangle has 180 in it. So if we take out a calculator and I were to do 104 plus 47, 104 plus 47, you get that, and then you take it away from 180. Of course you're going to get 29. Boom. And then if you do the same thing with the 104 and 47 down here, you add them up and you subtract them from 180, of course you're still going to get 29. That's why just 2 angles is enough. It's because those 2 angles, if 2 angles are the same from one triangle to 2 angles from the other, they're still going to subtract from that same 180 to make sure that the third angle is the same. So this is the angle-angle postulate, and that's kind of how these problems are going to start off. They're going to ask you, are the triangles similar? And most of them are going to be the angle-angle. So here I'm going to say no, they're not similar, because yeah, 99 is the same, but 35 is different than 30. Yeah, these are similar, because 93 is the same as 93, 54 is the same as 54, boom, they are. And here's where they want me to make a similarity statement. So that just means name the triangle. So I'm going to go TSU. And depending on how you name it is how you have to name the other. So notice I started with the 93 degree angle. I went to the 54 degree angle, and then I went to the blank angle. You got to repeat that. You got to go 93, which is P, 54, which is Q, to the unnamed or the unknown angle, which is R. Boom. These are not similar because 103 is different than 108. This one, you gotta be a little careful. This is where I'm getting a little skeptical because let's take out that calculator. Let me clear. And we got 64 and 83. 64 plus 83. Take away 180. That missing angle is 33. Yeah, no, okay, they're definitely not the same then, because that missing angle of 33 doesn't match that 75. That's the only way they could kind of trick you with this. And we're kind of done with the angles. After you do a few of them, now it's back to the ones we kind of started with. This is going to be an example of side, side, side. So this is where you would just make a proportion out of your matching sides. So big to big, small to small, and then whatever's left to whatever's left, meaning medium to medium. So I'll do 62 and 64. So 62 divide, no, 62 divide 64. So 0.96. Everything should have that ratio. So then I'll do 42 and 37. No, doesn't look right. And I'm just going to check that I went big to big, small to small. Yeah, they're not in proportion. The sides don't have the same scale factor. And here's another way they're going to show you that angles are the same. These are called congruence marks. So even though they don't tell me the numbers, this has 2 marks, which is congruent to U, which has 2 marks, and P, which has 1 mark, is congruent to V, which has 1 mark. Therefore, the triangles are similar because 2 angles are the same. So yes, this would be, you could write it up any way you want. I'm going to go blank, 2, and 1 congruence mark. Then I'd have to repeat that. It would have to be T, U, V. Just to show you that I can do it another way, I'm going to change the letters. And the reason why it's because when you look at this similarity statement, R is supposed to be the same measure as angle T. The middle letter, Q, is supposed to be the same measure, supposed to be equal to the middle letter of the next triangle. So Q, according to my picture, is the same as U. That's why the order matters in the similarity statement. So I could write it up as PQR. So what matches up with P? Well, that's V. What matches up with Q? That's U. And what matches up with R? That's T. And we'll end it there. Oh yeah, here's side angle side. I guess we'll do this one. Here's side angle side. We're going to do, yep, the angle in between is the same. And now we're going to check that the sides are the same ratio. So 32 is smaller than 48. So I'll do 32 divide, and then 44 is smaller than 66. That's how I know it goes there. So I'm getting 0.72. And then it's 48 divide 66. Yep, 0.72. This is similar. They are. And you got to write your similarity statement. So I would do this one big side to the angle to the little side. So HIJ. HIJ. And then this is going to be the big side. So it's like W to U to V. That should match up. W to U to V. The other way you could do it is, nah, I'll let you kind of figure that out because it's going along. Perfect. All right, here's side, side, side. You'll practice these for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that should be enough. Thank you so much. We'll see you.